Guys, speak clearly and confidently. So while speaking the repeat sentence, just speak. My biggest concern for the future is climate change. So see now what you can do in exam, which most of the students do, as much as you can. For the longer sentences I've mentioned, it will not be possible to repeat the entire sentence in the correct sequence. So all you need to do is you need to at least speak more than 50% of the sentence in the correct sequence. Third thing which is very important is speak clearly and confident. Are you scoring low in PTE listening and PTE speaking? Then repeat sentence can be one of the reasons. Hello everybody, I'm Aditi from PTE Universe. In today's session, I'm going to share some secret tips and tricks with you. With many of our students have got 90 out of 90 in PTE, and so can you. Guys, repeat sentence is one of the most important tasks in PTE. It contributes a lot of marks to PTE speaking and PTE listening. Let's understand how you can master this task. Guys, you're going to get 10 to 12 questions in your real exam. You will hear a sentence and you will have to exactly repeat the sentence. The recorder will open after a couple of seconds, and once the recorder opens, you can start speaking. Now, in today's session, what I am going to focus is to make you understand how the system works and what system is exactly looking for. See, if it's a long sentence, practically it's not possible to repeat the entire sentence in the correct sequence. So we will understand what is the marking criteria. There are three most important parameters on which repeat sentence is marked: fluency, pronunciation, and content. What is fluency? Now see, fluency is all about your flow. So you need to maintain your flow. You do not need to speak very fast. You do not need to speak very slow, and you do not need to rush. Just speak at a moderate pace. Next is pronunciation. Pronunciation is all about how the system can recognize the different words you speak, and it's not related to accent. So you do not need to worry about the accent. Last one is content, very, very important. Content marks will go to listening section, whereas fluency and pronunciation will go to speaking section. Coming to content, now see, 3 marks will be given if you speak the entire content in the correct sequence. So let's say the sentence is, we are going to organize a party. We are going to organize a party. If you're speaking the entire sentence, 3 out of 3. If you try to speak at least 50%, anywhere in between 50 or less than 100, you're going to get 2. If you speak less than 50% of the words in the correct sequence, you're going to get 1. And if you speak nothing from prompt in the sequence, you're going to get 0. Now guys, I will make you understand with different examples what are the mistakes students are doing, which you do not need to do, because there's so many students who are trying to be perfect in the exam. Whereas if the sentence is very hard, very long, you will not be able to actually attempt it in the correct sequence. So what to do? So let's see an example. This college has a good reputation for both its research and its teaching. Now this is a repeat sentence. You're going to get 3 kinds of repeat sentences in your real exam: easy, moderate, hard. One more time: easy, moderate, hard. Now for easy repeat sentences, it's very easy to repeat the entire sentence in the correct sequence with the correct fluency and pronunciation, so you do not need to worry. But if the repeat sentence is very hard, you do not need to focus too much on content. You can even speak 50% of the content in the correct sequence and still get good marks. See this example. I'll help you with this example. This college has a good reputation for both its research and its teaching. If now I speak the same sentence in the correct sequence, correct fluency, correct pronunciation, 13 out of 13, which is the ideal case. Let's say if I remember the sentence but less than 100%, not the complete sentence. This college has a good reputation for both its research. So if I speak fluently, I can get 12 out of 13 because I was fluent 5 out of 5, pronunciation 5 out of 5, content 2 out of 3 because I've spoken more than 50% in the correct sequence. So 12 out of 13. Let's say if I remember the sentence but in between, like I don't remember exactly from the beginning, but I remember the sentence in the sequence. Reputation for both its research and its teaching. Again, I'm going to get 12 out of 13 because again, the pronunciation is correct. I'm fluent and I'm speaking more than half of the sentence in the correct sequence. So again, I end up getting 12 out of 19, which is really good score. Now, what students are doing, the mistake which students are doing, and you should not do it. Students are focusing too much on content. They just forgot that this task is also contributing to speaking. And let's say if you are not speaking it fluently, you're going to score very low in speaking section. This college has a good reputation for both its research and its teaching. So since I am taking lots of hesitation, there's a lot of fumbling, my pronunciation score will go down. Even I'm not fluent because there are lots of pauses and which are inappropriate. So one in fluency and content, let's say even I've spoken the complete content, still I'm getting 6 out of 13, which is the worst case scenario. So what I'm trying to make you understand from this is, do not focus too much on content. Let's say if you hear a sentence, you forgot the repeat sentence, it's okay. Whatever you remember, try to speak as much as you can. Now I'm going to give you some tips and tricks, and then I'm going to make you understand some strategies which you can implement in real exam and score high. So how actually you should attempt the repeat sentence? Guys, speak clearly and confidently. So while speaking the repeat sentence, just speak very clearly. There's going to be lot of background noise in the real exam. And for that, you need to make sure you practice under the noisy area and your mind is trained enough. Like, let's say if you speak, if you're able to even speak half of it, you do not fumble. Fine, then repeat as much as you can. Just don't go behind the content. Whatever you understand, repeat it. Speak at a moderate pace. Don't rush. Like, don't speak very fast. Don't speak very slow. Speak at a moderate pace. And do not stop and focus too much on content. The moment you will start thinking, focusing on content, you will lose the flow. Fluency will sink. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some real exam questions with you. And then before that, I'm also going to help you with the mic positioning. There's so many people who are not using the correct mic positioning in the real exam. So if you're keeping the mics here, you're going to score low. Just keep the mic near the lower chin, which is the ideal situation. I'm going to share the sound with you. I'll attempt some repeat sentences, and with that, I'll give you an idea about different kind of strategies. You can see which strategy works for you in the exam and you can use that strategy. Before that, let's come to the strategy. Strategy number 1. Listen and repeat along with the speaker in your mind. I'm repeating strategy number 1. Listen and repeat along with the speaker in your mind. So whenever the repeat sentence is going on, you listen. Do not close your eyes. Keep your eyes on the screen. You listen and you try to repeat. And once the recorder opens, then you can speak it. This works a lot in real exam. Let's do one question with this strategy to help you understand.
Does the government in your country help families that need help?
Does the government in your country help families that need help? So once the recorder opens, first you see the blue bar, then you can start speaking. So you listen and you try to repeat along with the speaker, and once the blue bar open, you can recall the sentence. This strategy works a lot in exam, and for this strategy you have to be very focused. I'll do a couple of sentences with this strategy.
The topic for discussion is usually related to the topic for a speech.
The topic for discussion is usually related to the topic for speech. Now see, you will mess up some articles. You might miss some SES. It's okay. Do not worry. Like, let's say I'm saying the topic for discussion is usually related to the topic that will not make sense because my fluency score will sink down. So you understand the sentence and then you try to repeat as much as you can with the correct fluency, and don't rush. The topic for discussion is usually related to the topic for a speech. This is how you should ideally do.
Will those happy days ever be forgotten by you?
Will those happy days ever be forgotten by you? Now see, this one was a very short and easy sentence. So whenever it's a short and easy repeat sentence, you try to speak as much as you can. There are 3 kinds of sentences, as I mentioned you: easy, medium and hard. But most of the people, what are they trying to do is they're trying to master the lengthy ones and they're still missing the easy ones. So in exam, like if there are 12 questions, definitely 5 to 7 will be very easy. So you try to make sure you maximize your scores in them. And the hard ones, like I told you in the beginning, you try to speak at least half of the content in the correct sequence, or you repeat as much as you can. Now let's move to the strategy number 2. So what does the strategy number 2 says? So according to the strategy number two, you can just write down the initials or first letter of each word. Now this strategy might work for you or it might not work for you. It depends upon, you will have to practice couple of questions before the exam and understand which strategy works for you. So let's play the sentence.
Junk food's popularity relies on marketing.
Junk food's popularity relies on marketing. Now, see, what happens with students is, like, while doing this strategy, they are just focusing on writing the initials. Once they are writing, they just forgot what they have written. So you need to practice couple of questions to understand which strategy works for you in exam.
Conservation is the survival of future generations.
Conservation is the survival for future generation. So most of the time you will listen the sentence and you will repeat. That's how it works. Okay, so I'll come to the strategy number 3. Strategy number 3 says you can listen and write half of the sentence.
My biggest concern for the future is climate change.
My biggest concern for the future is climate change. So see, now what you can do in exam, which most of the students do, you can try to write first half or remember the second half, or you can do the vice and versa. But again, just don't keep on writing. You will have to keep your eyes on the screen so you understand. Once the blue bar opens, once you see the first blue bar, you start speaking, because in repeat sentences there is no beep. So you need to make sure you are looking at the screen. Fine, typing it on the screen is not possible. I'm just doing for you to make you understand how the strategies do work in exam. In a real exam, you will get the notebook and the marker and you will have to quickly write it on it. Makes sense? So let's do a couple of repeat sentences. And guys, one more bonus tip which I would like to give you is, some repeat sentences are very, very hard. So for the lengthy repeat sentences, one more tip, add filler at the end. I'll just show you with an example.
Words can't express how sad we are to hear your loss.
Words can't express how sad we are, and you will hear a sentence. Now see, in case if the sentence is lengthy and you just remember first half, you've forgotten the second half. So you can speak as much as you remember. That is step number 1. And add a filler sentence at the end. You can add any filler sentence, but I usually take this. You will hear a sentence, because this is easy and always on the screen. So whatever you remember, add a filler sentence and you will hear a sentence. You can add any filler sentence, but the strategy works really well because you will score at least in fluency and pronunciation. Doesn't matter, content marks will go, but at least we can maintain the speaking scores, because if we will just focus on content, like I showed you the worst case scenario, speaking scores can also sink.
May the love of those around you help you through the days ahead.
May the love of those around you help you through the days ahead. Do not rush. Speak naturally, speak calmly, and most important thing is, don't speak very loudly. The most important thing is, you do not need to shout in exam, because there's a mic there, so it's going to record you. You do not need to keep mic here. Just keep it near the lower chin. And guys, again and again, a few tips which I would like to give you is, first, take care of flow. So many of the students are speaking very fast, so many of the students are speaking very slow, which are both the incorrect way. You need to speak at a moderate pace. Secondly, in the exam, don't try to focus too much on content. Repeat as much as you can. For the longer sentences I've mentioned, it will not be possible to repeat the entire sentence in the correct sequence. So all you need to do is you need to at least speak more than 50% of the sentence in the correct sequence. Third thing, which is very important, is speak clearly and confidently. Now, if I'm speaking like this, the most important thing is I'm speaking in my mouth, computer will not understand. So speak clearly and confidently. Confidence is the key to success when it comes to PTE. Next, like last tip which I gave you, add filler. So like if it's a lengthy sentence, you repeat half of the sentence to maintain the fluency scores, to maintain the flow. Add a filler sentence. You can add any filler sentence. And guys, don't take inappropriate pause like which lots of people do. Guys, lastly, what I would like to tell you is that this is one of the easiest tasks. If you practice daily, like just do 40 to 50 questions on a regular basis, don't just listen and repeat, because this is how the task is. So many people are listening the repeat sentence, but they're not trying to speak it. So you will have to listen and you will have to repeat it also, so that you yourself can analyze how much you're able to speak in the correct sequence. And with daily practice you will improve. Initially you will fumble, initially you will not be able to produce all the content, initially you will speak with phrases, initially you will make lots of mistakes, but just trust me, keep on doing the regular practice for 2 to 3 weeks, and then let me know in the comment section how much you improve with these tips and tricks. So that's it for today's session, guys. Guys, many of our students have got 90 out of 90 in PTE. There are so many students who have booked their exam. So what we at PTE Universe is trying to do is trying to help them get the desired band score in the very first attempt. We are specially running the group classes. We are running one-to-one classes. There's so many students who are weak, who want to get personalized attention. So we do have one-to-one classes. Also, guys, there are people who have booked their exam, but they don't know why are they not getting their desired scores in the mocks or the previous exam. So we are providing special score improvement sessions. In these sessions, we are trying to analyze your mistakes. We're not going to change your strategies. We're going to just work on your weak areas, and we are going to make you understand where are you messing up, so in the exam you end up passing the exam in the first attempt. So that's it. If you like this session, if you find this video, if you find this session helpful, press like, comment and subscribe our YouTube channel. Very important content will be coming on our channel for sure. Thank you so much. We'll catch you soon in the next session.